grasp the nettle to supersize your business. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom. Actually, it's a giant pencil. I don't really keep any nettle on me, but grasp the nettle. This is a great idiom. It means to do something, to force yourself to be brave and do something difficult. Do the hard things. Actually comes from the fact that if you actually grasp nettle, if you know what nettle is, I call it pricker bushes or thistles, but they have super duper sharp thorns. As sharp as roses, sometimes worse, because the little pricky things get stuck in your hands and they sting as if you grasp them. Even if you grasp a nettle lightly, it stings. And one of the tricky things about thistles and such is they are beautiful. I used to go for walks every day in the state park here by where I live, and there are just fields of these beautiful purple nettles and thicker bushes or pricker bushes. And I have to always remind myself they're beautiful, but just take a picture of them. Don't walk up and grab them because you will be sorry. Even with gloves, they can hurt sometimes. So what does this remind us to do? And what does this have to do with building and growing and supersizing our business? And how long has this been around? Well, it's been around since probably thistles and nettles have been around. But in not 1953, the 1500s to the early 1600s, the mid 1500s, early 1600s, a man by the name of John Lyell lived. And he compiled all kinds of sayings in English and shared them in something called the anatomy of wit. So how wit is put together. And he shared all of these idioms and expressions that were common at the time. Now, literally millions have been added to idioms for business and for other areas and aspects of our life since. Just in English alone, there are 20 million supposedly English idioms. I tried asking ChatGPT, the AI, but it wasn't sure how many there were. It said there's a lot. Very specific answer. Anyway, won't get into AI today. But how do we do this? How do we use this? Grasp the nettle. I don't think I've ever said grasp the nettle in my entire life, with the exception of sharing this idiom. But how do we do that? How do we do the hard things in our business? Because I guarantee if you're in business any amount of time, you are going to be required to do hard things. One of the hardest things I ever had to do in one of my businesses was fire or let go of our absolute biggest customer. They represented about 80% of our overall sales for our company, but they were also taking 98% of our time to deal with them, manage them, and supply them as a customer. And after a year of looking at this and struggling with this and analyzing it and trying to fix the situation with them, realized that they didn't care. They didn't care about our business at all. And so we stopped serving them. And I will tell you, it was one of the hardest things I've ever done was to fire them as a customer. But what it did is it freed up all of our time, all of our energy, all of our resources. And I think it was within 3 months, we had not only replaced that customer, but almost doubled the size of our business because we had all these resources and all these people and all these positive things going on in the business instead of having to deal with the drama and the trauma that one customer was causing us. No, it was a multi-site customer, manufacturing business, so big deal. But as hard as it was, and as much as I struggled with that decision and figuring out how to make it happen seamlessly, it was the right thing to do. And it was hard. It was unpleasant. It was uncomfortable. It was traumatic, but it was such a relief for me and for the people in my organization. It was well worth doing. So what is something like that? Some hard thing that you've had to do in your business? For me, it's always involving people, right? The hardest things for me personally involve people because I believe in building relationships. And when those relationships don't work out, I feel like it's partly my fault or all my fault sometimes, even though it might not be my fault at all. Big lesson learned in life. All right, that's it. That's our idiom for today. If I can help you anyway, ask. Otherwise, have a fabulous day. It's a new week in a new year, and that's always exciting. Have a great day. I'll be with you tomorrow.